Okay guys, I'm feeling chic, though I do not look it.
And I'm feeling boho. And I think we're pretty colorful with confetti.
Yes, so we're gonna do a I'm taking credit where credit isn't due, because Melissa is gonna do us some designs, a boho chic design.
Yes, with confetti. I'm actually gonna combine all our limited editions that is being launched.
So we have 4 jellies, we have acrylics, we have a boho foil, and 12 different confettis. Let's see how much stuff Melissa can shove into a nail.
It'll be fun.
Let's get started.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to play with our new boho foils. I'm going to incorporate our new confettis, and I'm also going to use our new jelly acrylics. So these are the fun colors I'm going to use today. I'm going to use our new Boho Foil collection. I'm going to use our acrylic jellies. This is blueberry, strawberry, lemonade, and orange. This is 4 of our confettis. Super fun colors, I think, that will complement the foils. I'm going to use Lemonade Stand, Dawn Patrol. This is actually Tween Stream, and this is Pinched Cheeks. Let me make sure. Yep, Pinched Cheeks. I'm learning the names because they're brand new. They're super awesome. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with prepping. I'm going to go ahead and push back our cuticle. Remember, never skip this step. This shows you where there's protein growth or any cuticle growth. So from here, I'm going to turn my electric file on to about 5,000 RPMs, and I'm going to use my medium grit. It's basically a medium grit, like a 150 grit arbor band. So I'm going to do baby circles around the cuticle area and prep all the way through. Now remember, when your electric file's in zones 1, 2, and 3, and your nails 1, 2, and 3, you're always going to connect your zones. Kind of helps you be comfortable when you're doing nails when you connect all the zones together. Kind of helps you go faster. Go baby circles around the cuticle, prep all the way down. Remember, prep should take you 3 to 5 minutes to do all 10 nails. Once you get used to it and you follow your pattern, it's a lot faster. I prepped all 4, but I'm actually going to do 2 designs for you. So no problem. It's good to see the flow of how you work, right? Okay, I'm wiping off a little more than I do on a person because Sally stuff sticks too. Now I'm going to go into swipe. What swipe does is it changes your pH balance and removes any debris on your natural nail. I would never skip this step either. This ensures that everything's going to bond to your nail properly. Now I'm going to do 2 coats of protein bond. You would go through all 10 and come back and put your second coat. Starting from the free edge and working your way up. I like to do it that way so it doesn't flood my client's cuticles. Okay, put our tab in the back. So on a person, I usually pull them apart. When I'm on the training hand, I don't. It's just easier on the training hand to not. On people, sometimes their knuckles or fingers are a little different, so it's much easier to tear the back end off. So I'm going to build out all my extensions in Speed Clear and my Core White. I'm going to get some clear down, draw out my monomer, kind of walk that up my side, get a little bit of my Core White. The reason why I'm putting Core White is it's going to give a really cool background. And there's no rhyme or reason of it, just place it wherever you think will look good. So I'm kind of randomly putting it in spots. So I'm building out my extension about how long I want it, and I'm keeping it really, really thin. Wipe my brush off, bring in my sides because it's starting to move a little. Kind of bring it in like how I want my shape. Let me put a little bit more white on my tip. Okay, now I'm going to get my Speed Clear and I'm going to cover her natural nail. And I'm going to repeat my process on the other side. Start with Core White, Now Core White is a little slower setting than our Speed White, but it's also lighter. So that's why I picked Core White. We do not have this color of white in Speed Acrylic. So I'm gonna do the same thing and kind of mix it up, but not repeat where I put it originally. Bring it up a little higher. Let's go into clear. And I'm just getting little pieces of it. Make sure you draw out your monomer. That way it won't run everywhere on you. Just helps the acrylic set up faster. Kind of square it off. Now this is actually the first acrylic I've done today. So getting used to the temperature of the room. It's actually working pretty good. So now I'm going to take my clear and do the same thing back here. A really thin protecting cover or layer, I should say, I'm putting on. So actually all 4 of our new jelly colors have a little bit of glitter in them. So pretty. So that's why I'm putting the barrier on. And what I'm going to do is just kind of use them real thin. Just place them in different spots. And actually I'm going to kind of lap them so maybe they'll make different colors in it. Now here I'm just strictly using my imagination. So I'm putting it over the white because you'll see when I'm done, some of the colors will be, some of the nail will be see-through with the jellies and some will have the white background, like the light white background, so you get a little reflection of that as well. So it'll kind of create a dimensional effect in your background. I'm just kind of making it thin so I could add some stuff to it. So let's start here, put some pink here. Kind of like to start with the pink there. Let's put some lemonade, blueberry, put a little bit more pink down here. So you see it running, no big deal. Bring it back up and kind of mesh it in. I think I have enough to cover everything here. Let's add a little bit more lemonade here. Now this is pretty just like how it is. If you capped this set like this with nothing in it, it's an adorable set just by itself, but it's gonna get even better with what we add. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry. When you're doing a full set, I would go on the other hand and do the ones I was gonna do the dimensions. By the time those are dry, you'll be able to work on this other. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the form off. Taking the form off kind of helps me with where I'm gonna place the foil. You can see I worked so fast it kind of dripped. You could nip it off if it's too far like that, no big deal, or you could leave it, whatever you decide. I'm just gonna kind of randomly, I'm not trying to make it perfect, I'm just kind of taking it off. It was not quite dry all the way, so it was a little rubbery, so it was a little easy to cut off. So as you can see, you have your little background. Now I got a couple of my foils out. I'm gonna use these 2 different colors here. Let's place these here, and I'm going to get my transfer foil out. So I'm going to use my transfer foil in places I think I want. So what I'm gonna do is kind of think of what colors I want where, or what design I want where. Kind of come in through here. Let's come down about right here. Do the other one. We'll come the other direction, maybe like this, and some right here. So we're gonna wait anywhere between 45 seconds to a minute and a half, and I'm just being honest. Sometimes it's different with different temperatures. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is put some foil like right here. Okay, that looks cool. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want the color left back. Maybe I want half and half of this. So I want half yellow, I want some green on there. Just using my imagination from this point. There's no right way or wrong way for this. All I'm doing is just creating different color. So let's use these colors here. Ooh, I love it. Okay, that looks cool. So I'm going to take out my confettis I'm going to use. And you know what? I actually probably would put this on a paper towel or a paper just because these are so awesome. I don't know how long they'll be around. They're obviously limited edition. I would want to not waste any of it. And sometimes our table towels will hold on to it and not come off. And sometimes you get fuzz. So these are awesome for acrylic. But when you're doing art like this, if you want to save it, I would suggest putting it on a paper towel or a paper so you could have a custom mix after that. Okay, the reason why I'm separating these is I'm going to hand place them in, and I want some big ones and some small ones, so I'm kind of separating the colors. Okay, so now I'm going to combine my gel. I'm going to take my base, come in here, let's do this one first. You could see your design kind of come to life once you put the base on. The reason why I like to use base, you could use anything. You could use flex, build, gloss, whatever you decide. I like base for this because it's a little thicker, and when you set stuff in it, it doesn't move, and this is not self-leveling. So it's not going to drip anywhere. So it's my favorite to use when I'm encapsulating with gel. Okay, now I'm going to get my orange wood stick. And I'm just gonna be creative with them. So here, let's do a little bigger. Now I'm gonna take, oh, it had 2 of them, perfect. And there were 2 different sizes, like I wanted. So I'm just gonna kind of accent this a little on a few. Let's use the yellow here. I love this color, it's so pretty. Okay, now I'm just gonna randomly place these, do some accents with them. So all I'm doing is just creating kind of a little bubble effect around it. And I'm overlapping some of them on purpose. I like the way it looks. Okay, let's go to this one. Let's do some pinks. Now, anytime you're placing stuff like this and taking your time and putting them kind of where you want them, you better make sure you're charging because this takes time. You'll find yourself not wanting to do it actually. Now remember, I'm gonna put foil on top of this as well, so it's gonna look like 3 different layers. Okie dokie. I think I like the way that looks. So let's cure this 30 seconds. So what I'm going to do from here is encapsulate with Build Pink. I set it down, get my product kind of in front of my brush, circle it around the cuticle area, and as I get to the sides, I kind of pivot my brush. See how I kind of roll it in my fingers? Okay, kind of bring it down. Now remember, if you need to come back and add, it's fine. The most important thing is just to get it covered. And then if I need to look at the sides to see if it needs to be done or something added, I'll do it from there. So I'm just going to cure this for 30 seconds to flash set it. What I would do if you're working on a person, have your client go under the light, then work on the other hand. So now I'm going to encapsulate the other. Now I work with 2 lights, so it's easy for my clients to go in on each side. I know when you're first starting, that could get expensive or be expensive to get started. I didn't have 2 lights when I started either. Charge for your art. As you start getting more clientele, then invest in your business. Once you have 2 lights, you'll never go back to 1 light. It just helps you flow. So literally they would be curing under the light right now for 30 seconds while I'm doing this finger. It's kind of warm in here right now, so it's really flowing faster than in the winter when it's cooler. You'll find in the summertime, gel does run faster in the summer. Okay, 30 seconds. Okay, so what I'm gonna do from here is look at it from the side. Take your file and put it alongside your side. Do I need to add? I could add a little bit through here. And when you look on this one, I could add a little bit through here. So when you put your file there, that'll kind of help you have a guide to see and not let this stuff hanging down kind of throw you off. That's a really huge tip because that helped me a lot when I was learning gel. Because even acrylic, it doesn't matter what you're using. And even though I'm advanced at what I do, some days it may go down on the sides. It just happens. No big deal. Okay, so now I'm gonna final cure it for 1 minute. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into swipe. I'm gonna wipe off the sticky layer. So I'm going to file them off camera and I'll be back. So what I'm gonna do from here is I am going to take my transfer foil. I'm gonna kind of bring some foil on top right here. I'm gonna add some here because I'm gonna add a little bit more foil that I filed out. Okay, so let's let it dry. Anywhere from 45 seconds to a minute and a half, I find, for me, it works great. So I'm working on the other side, and I usually keep track of the time. When I come back, then I do my foil. So I'm gonna wait a few minutes. Okay, I'm gonna come back right here, add some foil. That looks really cool. Let's come in here. That looks really good. And now let's do a pink one. This one here. Pink and yellow. That looks good. You could also, like right here, if it went too far for you, you could always come in like this and see how you could fix your foil if you want. I could have even done that when it was encapsulated. So like if you want to remove this part here and just have the black line, see how it's coming off? You could detail your foil however you'd like. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Protein Bond. Kind of go everywhere but directly on the foil right away. So what I'll do is I'll get it everywhere first and then go over the foil. Now you need it on the foil because it's kind of slick. So if you put your top coat on and your client calls you in a couple days and she's like, I don't know, it just kind of chipped off or it peeled off. It's because foil's really slick and it needs a texture on it. So I like to go over it after because there's so much on it here, right? Then when I go on it now, there's like the perfect amount. So now I'm going to go into stain resistant. You could go in whatever top coat you want. I do use a lot of stain resistant because I do a lot of hairdressers' nails and people that color their hair dark or that wear a lot of black clothing. Sometimes your new black clothing stains your fingernails, or blue jeans. So I just find using stain resistant, I use it 9 times out of 10 on my clients because I know with this it won't stain. And now she's going to go under the light for 1 minute. It fully cures for 1 minute. I usually leave them under 2. I clean up after that. So now what I'm going to do is go into Swipe to wipe off my dispersion layer. Okay, these look beautiful. I used like a boho look and I kind of put a chic look with it, which is actually like my house's boho chic. So I hope you enjoyed this and have fun trying it.
This is definitely boho chic. Definitely chic. Definitely boho. Melissa, I just need to know one thing. How much are you charging for this boho chic look?
Well, I did a lot of layers, so I used all of our new collection, but from the confettis I didn't use all 12. So I used 4 of those. So I used 4 of our new jellies, 4 of our confettis, and actually for the transfer foil, I charged 10 for because I put it inside and on top. So I actually would charge $25 for my design, so it'd be $200 set. That's what I would charge. Now don't think, I mean, I live in different areas. You guys could charge what you want, but I would have charged $200.
I love them. Thank you so much, Melissa.
You're welcome.
Hey guys, we hope you love our nail videos. Comment below and let us know what you want to see next. To see more, go right over here. To subscribe to our channel, head right over here.